Behold, there's a Sombra hacking all the heal packs. Can't get your health back up. Extremely frustrating. Even if you know that they're hacked, your muscle memory or the way you play, you still go to it, and you're like, oh right, this is hacked. But other than that, Sombra's ult charges extremely fast and can single-handedly shut down a dive comp.
And we've seen it, Brent. We've seen it happen so many times here. You can see that this is pretty aggressive positioning for Rogue on the defense.
The fountain.
Oh my goodness, are they even going to be expecting this? Cyclowns are just basically bashing heads right now with Rogue, meeting them head on as it stands. Not finding any casualties just yet. Soon falling quite weak. Swift Strike going to be connecting through, but Davin is the one to bring up the kill onto Soon first. So that's going to be time when his ultimate is not currently building. Moving in even further forward. I think he'll be able to find an opportunity. NiCO's quite weak, but he is getting healed up.
Yeah, okay, so AKM gets desuited. He's on the D.Va here as well. We didn't even really get to sort of mention that this is a bit of a different looking composition. winz drops down now as well, and that's not worked out well for Rogue at all. They play Soon, obviously on the Sombra, uNKOE on the Tracer, AKM on the D.Va. Is that too aggressive from Rogue in your opinion, Bishop? I mean, they wanted to hack the front Mega to obviously deny that, but do they really need to stand so far forward?
Well, the best I can get out of this is that Rogue was essentially just looking to stall first point as much as they could, giving it up as soon as they picked Sombra. But here they come in again, going for a contest, trying to take the point back.
Had the EMP for this fight.
Yes.
That's huge. I mean, I guess when they fought so far forward, they can actually respawn and get to the point in time. Usually, you don't have that opportunity. If you die on the point, you can't sort of save things here. They bring it back. Davin and Destro are down. They've sacrificed, Bren, a third of that catch percent over, but still, outstanding.
I've just realized the true strength as well of the sort of composition that Rogue are running. Even if they do hold this very aggressive forward spawn sort of hold, like even if they do end up falling in the fight, they've got so much mobility across the board. But now we're going to see an initiation moving in again. Sound barrier used here by Cyclowns, along with the tranquility, so both support ults utilized. I think I was just on for one of NiCO's Dragon Blade. Didn't really have anything else to follow it up. Rogue are falling, however, slowly but surely, dropping like flies onto this point. winz does have a sound barrier, but I think is pretty much just entering the fight a little bit late. Might just opt to just hold it onto the second point, as this is pretty much going to be going away as Cyclowns.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty interesting, you know, sort of jump down there by NiCO as well. I think it was about 50 HP, and I think he dived directly into Lukey's Tesla cannon on that Winston there as well. So that's questionable, and that's a stagger as well. That's really not good at all. Cyclowns now pushing even further forward. uNKOE and NiCO going down. This could be disastrous, Bren.
This is looking very big indeed. Pulse Bomb is committed. It's going to be the self-destruct coming out there from Mr. NiCO. He tries to basically stall him off to the point. Now Krytox's turn to whip out his own sword, see if he can get any kills with it. Does find one onto Soon. Goes for the second one. Yeah, actually, this is ridiculous. NiCO, last man standing for the team. Respawn is coming up. AKM in a desperation play is switching to the D.Va. But is it too little, too late? It is. My goodness, Cyclowns, that is unbelievable.
The look on KnOxX's face right now would turn you to stone. He is mad. I'm looking straight at him actually as well. In fact, I'm glad he doesn't look at me. I'll probably be petrified myself. I mean, it's written all over their faces here as well. You've won 2 maps, Rogue. Fair enough. I mean, they could split this series 2 and 2, and then all the hard work they did today could go down the gurgler. They got staggered on that last point. uNKOE got chased down. It all went wrong.
The important thing to mention is that Rogue, I think, have 100% secured their place in the upper bracket. There's no way they're going to be going down to the 3rd seed to the low bracket. There's no way they're going to be getting knocked out at this point because they're so late into their group. But the important thing here is that if Cyclowns manage to take a map, as we mentioned at the start of this game, this is huge for them because it could potentially turn the entire group into turmoil.
Is it possible that... Wait a minute. Can Rogue potentially keep NIP out of the brackets if they drop a few maps to Cyclowns here?
Yeah.
Geez, that's rough as well. It's crazy. Because there's so many maps being played as well. Like you can create. So, I mean, so it doesn't undo all their work as well, but it could actually just royally screw over NIP as well. We're probably looking on and wondering what their chances are going to be. But we didn't really get to talk about that, Bishop, as well. But I mean, is it just fair to say Rogue fell apart that second point? They actually managed to come back and stall first, but they lost too many players on that second point when they were defending.
I'm still amazed at what happened there, but I was assuming that Rogue was going to take the safe play, not go for the Sombra retake gamble, and just stabilize on second point. But they went for the retake. They eventually got it. The Cyclones immediately responded by taking the point, and while they were going in, Tracer was staggered from Rogue's side, allowing Cyclones to secure second point off of one attempt. So.
Tracer and Genji both killed, you know, just by the forerunners.
Genji too, was it? Yes.
Yeah.
It's nasty. It's nasty, Bren.
Yes, indeed. Rolling into this one, Rogue with a bit to prove now on the attacking side of Anubis. First time we've seen this assault map in rotation for this event, at least. And is Rogue going to be showing them what they're made of? Still a lot to prove right now. Cyclowns just happy to play quite passive for now. Work around the defense matrix, keep the supports nice and chipper. NoxXx has found the entry, and that could be brilliant for them.
That's where it all starts now as well. Soon on towards Lukey. Rogue able to set themselves up here with pretty confident positioning. It didn't take too long for them to be able to break through there. It's a bit of a token attempt on Pox to try and get a hack on towards Soon, but it's not going to be happening. There's too much pressure coming down, and Rogue pretty consistent. They find their pictures, they make their way through here. They didn't really have to reinvent the wheel to take that point. And again, Soon now is trying to do what Cyclones have done to him.
And Pox needs to be quick on the ball, quick on the mark to hack up those mega health packs. Make sure that they're denied from Rogue. That'll give them a decent advantage coming into this fight. If they do just, essentially one mega will pretty much build up this EMP for this fight. So that's all they really need. Now, Rogue needs to be a bit careful not to poke too much damage into them because that will feed them the EMP, but we shall see.
Again, it's so important because the mega health pack on this second point essentially lies in neutral territory between the attacking and defending team. So hacking now, whoever actually has control of that, controls so much of this, especially with the flankers that rely on those health packs. But AKM starts off well. Davin goes down, and Pox is going to fall to uNKOE here as well. You can see their position off towards the side. They even haven't made their way on towards the point. A lot of this damage is being mitigated by NiCO, who's using that defense matrix to cover up most of the gap. And this is allowing Rogue to advance without taking too much damage. Now they're finding their targets. It's easy to focus fire when they're all so close together. They've used the sound barrier here a little bit late in the fight, which I find a little bit confusing. However, it's going to get them through regardless, and they haven't lost a player yet.
Yeah, still actually haven't claimed a tick. Is now going to be working towards their favor a little bit. Self-destructed, claim a kill onto Crusade, trying to basically stagger it out for as long as they possibly can. Here comes Mr. iuKeEe, pops off the Primal Rage. Going to be putting in a lot of work to stagger this out. Still not even a second tick on the board for Rogue in these final moments of this game, but Soon is popping off for his team. He's clutching it where it counts. They're still straggling onto these players here and there. Don't actually managing to get off the sound barrier there from Crusade. And here we are. Dragon Blade's going to be used in the final moments here by Mr. Who was that? Indeed, Krytox into the final moments. Didn't get anything from it as he was taken down almost immediately. Still, the stagger is coming out in full force.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you'd expect. I think this is like bare minimum of defensive stagger, right? I think Rogue are also okay with this as well. The fact that they got swept aside so quickly, I mean, they should know that they're going to be running into this kind of play here, and they're sort of ready to carry it out. They've actually lost winz there just recently as well. That could be quite nasty. The EMP comes out there as well.
That was another EMP. This could potentially turn it. That's actually massive for them. Right now, there's going to be no abilities on the board here for Rogue. AKM does get the DMech in order, but the players are respawning for Cyclowns. They're actually going to be managing to defend this. What in God's name
I saw you react
happened?
to that as well, Bishop. Was that the EMP that surprised you there?
The EMP into the instant Zenyatta death. That and the Genji kill before that. Wow.
Yeah, that's nasty. I mean,
lots of faith from Pox. Holding on to Sombra until the very end until he gets his EMP. Well worth it.
Yeah, no one to fight. That's astonishing. And now Cyclones are ahead in time. And I mean, they might lose this fight mechanically. Maybe they might struggle to stay on even footing. You see, someone needs healing, but NiCO's not going to get any of it. Nice pulse bomb from Davin laid on towards AKM, but NoxXx and uNKOE are still laying the groundwork here for this point take. Destro on towards NiCO, obviously getting in position there to try and protect his tracer, but it can't be done. Pulse bomb is more than happily going to be used to try and get that D-suit there. Destro is going to be taken down pretty much immediately after now. Transcendence comes in for the Zenyatta this time. Soon is going to hope that uNKOE can stay around a bit longer.
Another EMP coming up for Pox now. He's going to be popping it off. This is unreal for them. They can still potentially stall this out from Rogue. Out underneath them, the Primal Rage, the cherry on the cake, as iuKeEe is going on an absolute mad one into the back lines. NiCO's going to be finding the kill onto Crusade, but is it going to be enough? Right now, he's getting absolutely slammed down. AKM collects a conciliation kill at the end of the day, but is it going to be enough for them? Self-destruct now, popped off by Destro. Davin with another 2K with a post bomb. Ridiculous plays.
Some area for Cyclones now as well. They're going to keep this fight going, and once again, Rogue have been forced out. Completely pushed back. Destro, of course, with an important D-suit on NiCO, by the way, because if he's going to keep Rogue quite durable throughout that fight, not having his mech is a massive pain. Normally, it's not a problem, because he's not really going to be focused down all the time when Cyclones are trying to sort of stall this fight out. But Pox is on a mission, gentlemen.
Really tell that Rogue just wants to finish the point out here. Really rushing their ult, it feels like.
The frustration, do you think, showing a bit?
I can see it. I can feel it.
I think maybe we can too. It's almost powerful. Bishop soon back on the point. He's actually just set himself straight up on that one now as well. Might try and chase after Pox, who's benefiting from a little bit of healing right now as well. But his translocator put him right into Nox's jaws there. I mean, it's pretty predictable. You know where the Sombra translocator is mostly going to be in these fights. And Nox gets himself two pretty comfortable kills.
If they wait too long, though, Pox is going to be coming in with the EMP any minute now. Still carrying up. The Dragon Blade's going to be coming in a sliver of the spit. I don't know, believe it. The tick's coming out. Pox moves in with the EMP. But there we go. That'll be it.
Finally.
Rogue finally get the second checkpoint.
EMP is nice. It's quite an effective ability. It's actually really annoying if you get EMP'd and then there's like a primary wage Winston like belting you. You actually can't do anything about it. You can't even avoid it. It's the most frustrating thing ever there. But on multiple occasions, Pox obviously re-entering that point with that EMP did make a big difference. I mean, are you surprised to see him? You said he had faith, Bishop. Are you surprised to see him stick with that Sombra pick for so long into that fight? Do you expect another pick?
The fact that he used his ultimate and then the team losing that fight was probably, you know, the green light for him to switch his character.
Yep.
But he stuck onto it.
And of course,
that's why I was surprised, I guess. But it worked very well.
I mean, uNKOE, I mean, not much uNKOE can really do about that as well. Has all these shields
50 health
from him as well. 50 health Zenyatta.
Feels bad.
I mean, uNKOE sort of plays on by very slim margins as it is, Brent. Yeah. So going down to 50 HP is not exactly, you know, going to set you up well. So, Rogue are frustrated. I think that's pretty clear to see now.
They're tired.
They've got to go again as well. They've got to attack again because they have far less of a time bank.
I don't know if they've even ate actually as well because the way their matches worked
They've
out.
eaten.
They have eaten?
They have, yeah.
They've eaten. Okay, we're not starving players here.
No, they had like steak or something. They would get around, mate.
Okay.
There are facilities in Krefeld for the hungry.
100% going to be fatigued though, moving into this one.
It's extremely frustrating to close out second point. A lot of Korean teams opting to run a Sombra Reaper comp on offense just to close that point out with winning conditions. Will Rogue change their comp this time, though? I wouldn't be surprised if they ran an offensive Sombra themselves.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Sombra Reaper is crazy, right? They just want to wipe. They just want to team wipe. Just get rid of people. Stop stalling. The anti-stall mechanics are becoming so much more important in Overwatch now because it's kind of easy to do is the way the game is. But soon opens up well. He's found Crusade there, so he goes very, very deep. He's found both supports. So soon as just, again, you should be losing this fight now if you're Rogue. You've done everything. You've killed both supports. You should be getting a medal and a laurel put around your neck for what you've done there. And it will be a clean-up pretty comfortably for Rogue.
Yeah, they're going to be happy with that one. It's a clean sweep for this first point. Understandably, it's one of the easiest points to just lose. This first point of Anubis, ticks will be coming over. iuKeEe did a decent job stalling towards the tail end of that fight, and he has bought Cyclowns some time. So, as you can see, Pox, again, he's moved over to that one Sombra role, and he's taken control of the Mega Half Pack underneath the bridge again.
Just going to give you guys some fair warning. It could be a long map, and soon are you mad? So now he knows the translocator's there. He probably would like to have control of this health pack eventually, but he needs to wait for this. Yeah, see, that's quite smart. He was hoping to wait for the Sombra, assassinate her, and then pick it up. Maybe you'll have control. But Rogue aren't running a Sombra, so they can't actually fight for hack control of that pack. They've just got to deal with it.
The post-bomb got ate up there by Soon. He tries to go for the little attempt there, but Davin answering back almost immediately, going to be recalling away. Back to the safety of his team. Rogue with one man down, realize they can't really make any attempts. It's going to be an aggressive push here by Cyclowns to get this defense right up into them. Pox finds a kill onto AKM.
He went very deep to find that kill on AKM. So I thought AKM was out. He was actually standing behind uNKOE, but he actually got picked off there by Pox and NiCO as well. Having to take cover. I like it. Cyclones also know as well that they've got a sound barrier in case Rogue try and counter-engage them, you know, outside of the point. They've got a lot of good ults to be sitting here. They've got 4 Pox. I was a bit concerned for him because that EMP wasn't ready at the start of this fight. Well, I mean, hey, it's Sombra. Guess what? He's good.
Yeah, it's one of the fastest building ultimates in the game easily. Going to be re-hacking up the Mega, denying it from the enemy. It's got the EMP. All it's got to do is sit and wait for the opportune time. And it's going to be the self-destruct initiation coming out from Mr. NiCO there. Finds the kill onto Pox. That could be pretty big.
Well, I mean, it's no EMP available in that fight, so that might be something. We'll see what happens if Pox comes back in because it's still quite effective mid to late fight anyway to help you tip the scales in your advantage. uNKOE straight in though with the Transcendence. We had the Tac Visor as well coming out from AKM, but he's not had targets to fire at. I think he had to abscond to the lower levels to try and stay alive, and now the EMP comes out. What will come of it? AKM gets mowed down. Crusade is the one to clean him up. He gets a second kill with the help of Pox. And again, an EMP, and there it is.
Would you like to see Bishop here now, Pox switching off the Sombra role? Because, I mean, 30 seconds remaining. He's not exactly going to be building up this EMP.
I think it'll be up by the time their next support ult is up. And it was extremely well used to remove the sound barrier from Rogue's side.
Wow.
That was a huge, completely nullified that as well. And Rogue came in. thinking they had the advantage. You'll notice here, look at the percentages that a lot of ultimates were used in general in that fight. Cyclowns actually did go through a fair few of them as well. So Krytox has a Dragon Blade though. This can really stump Rogue. We'll see how it's going to come out right now as well. You can see Soon's trying to keep a respectful distance. He knows this is going to be brutal, but okay, but I'm going to fall down. Krytox is running a riot. Soon is also going to drop, but it's just nothing you can do about it. It is, as you say, Bren, slice and dice all the way to the butcher, and Rogue going to be put underground. There's no way they're taking this point back.
I do not believe it.
And diced.
Slice and dice.
They're done.
That is unreal. Oh my goodness, that is one of the last outcomes I was expecting tonight in the tail end of this evening. My God.
So I mean, you have expectations of your Genji player when he has a Dragon Blade and he doesn't have a Nano Boost, right? You just need to say, well, okay, ideally you can kill some supports. You can kill a support. That would also be nice. But if you can get even a 1-for-1, you know, we can probably accept that given the gravity of the situation. So that's what we call, you know, a situation where the Genji has exceeded expectations drastically with a Dragon Blade. I believe he found a support, Soldier 76, and a Tracer, completely gutting them.
Just the advantage, I guess, of taking the fight into the close quarters when Rogue didn't have an answer for it. They didn't have any defensive support ults to try and take that fight. I think they were relying a lot on NiCO's defense matrix to try and take that fight into the close quarters section of that one map.
It was admirable seeing Rogue try to take the fight at the Mega Health Pack, as you mentioned a while ago. Trying to force the fight there so that the opponent wouldn't be able to, Cyclones wouldn't be able to use that health pack, but it backfired. And just so many things that just happened at that last point involving EMPs.
Oh, welcome to Western Overwatch, Bishop. We're going to love to have you, mate. It's going to be great. But I mean, also important to point out that, I mean, Rogue know the value of that health pack as well to their opponents as well. So if they force them to prematurely use a health pack, they know there's also an opening. There's a few things. If you can respect the value of a resource that an enemy team has, you can use that to your advantage somehow. So Cyclones here coming out with destro on that D.Va pretty much straight off the back here. So it's that 2-2-2 composition, and Pox needs to be real careful here.
He is brought extremely low as the fight gets underway. NiCO just strikes away. Krytox, however, getting the kill onto AKM. AKM flexing off over to the Tracer roll, indeed. Searching for an opportunity. Bargrenade's going to be popped off onto NiCO, keeping him nice and healthy. Still, this aggressive hold by Rogue is really working in their favor right now. Cyclones are biting back. They have collected the kill onto winz. Can they claim any more?
I mean, NiCO's been able to stay free of sort of scrutinization for the last 20 or 30 seconds, but now his time may be coming, and Krytox shuts him down. EMP as well. That's a defensive one from Rogue here. Destro sleepy on the point, and there's not a whole lot that can be done for Luki to jump away. I believe he was hacked at the time, so now I think he can respond to that. But we didn't see Cyclone stop for a moment here, but they come back in. They disengage off the back of that EMP that was used against him, and now they come in again.
They're trying to play around that health pack in the tunnel side area. Cyclones, however, are claiming the kills one after the other. Just a kill for you to Red, just filling up the screen, and it will be the first checkpoint, so they are on even footing with Rogue as it stands. They've got a hell of a lot of time to work with as well. Almost 5 minutes to get a single tick, but they are up against Soon on the Sombra.
Right, so either Cyclones just blows them over eventually, just save up ultimates, go for a couple, you know, dry fights as we put it, just, you know, save up a decent bank there just to try and clean them off in one, or somehow Rogue holds them up and finds a bit of extra energy here. You can see that was a pretty comfortable play, but you can also see as well that Luki didn't use his ultimate. Pox is not too concerned. Is this what you do here, Bishop? You really want to build up the big ult bank and try and have a decisive fight win?
The 2 CP winning condition to at least get 2 ticks would be to have both support ults and a Genji ult in this scenario. So Cyclone's probably going to wait for Pox to get his Transcendence and go off of an early support ult to have everyone just walk in with Transcendence in fear of the EMP. Whether Soon will be able to use his...
That is aggressive, that is ballsy. Rogue want to take the fight straight to them. Initiating in now as Krytox's turn to strike back. Pops off the Dragon Blade. Doesn't quite find a kill. In fact, it's NiCO who's the one who's currently filling the kill feed. Claims 2 more. iuKeEe going to be falling. Nox the follow-up in the Primal Rage.
How do you feel about Krytox committing his Dragon Blade to that fight? That seems like it would have been something you wanted to wait for. And, of course, a sound barrier being used.
Definitely would have wanted to go in with the Transcendence and be a little bit more patient with that. But Rogue kind of just forcing that fight, knowing what Cyclones was trying to do there by using their EMP. So a smart call on Rogue's part. Cyclones still having enough time to build their winning condition and go in strong.
Yeah, I mean, after the EMP, I kind of would have thought that Cyclones would be like, have assumed that they'd lost the fight and so wouldn't be able to go for it. But they kind of throw a few more ultimates in the pit and try and make it work. I mean, we do have our self-destruct now coming up here for Destro. Krytox actually switching off the Genji as well, so he's not really looking to build that ultimate percentage up again. He's not playing into a D.Va as well, so if, you can have those moments up close where you can get those 3 and 4 kill moments.
So NiCO immediately switching over to D.Va in response to the soldier.
Yeah, I like it.
I like that.
Krytox going back to Genji. The mind games.
Oh god, not this again. Okay. Well, let's see if Cyclowns can put Rogue in a position where they don't have time to send NiCO back. And then I guess they kind of win things out. So it's going to be a self-destruct coming over that should not be finding anyone. winz was caught by it there. He was up in the air. Maybe he was smelling the daisies. Either way, Rogue quickly responded, take down Crusade and Pox. Both supports are down on both teams. Now Loki falls. This is where it gets real interesting, gents. It's a 3v3, but Davin's going to come in on towards AKM. At that point, it's starting to be captured now. Soon gets the D-suit on Destro. It's going to make it much harder here to hang around if you're Cyclowns with that D.Va, and I think it may well be done, but again, you cannot allow that to happen. That was a little bit risky, and winz actually getting, some mouse one action in there as well, making up for, I mean, sometimes you do get caught out of position as that Lucio, there's not much you can do, but again, that would have really hurt them.
I think he just got caught off guard by the sort of obscure angle of attack that self-destruct was coming in on. Didn't really quite predict it. I think he tried to hide behind one of the pillars, but did catch him out. But still, Rogue have held on for now. Soon still has the EMP. Remember that. Very big entry for the ultimate. And Cyclowns have made the switch to Pox onto the Ana.
Do the EMP Boogaloo, boys. It's going to come out soon. It's going to let it go. And now with the sound barrier on the side of Rogue as well, Cyclowns are going to really struggle to win out this fight. And this is how they're going to look to stall this. Soon has control of the Mega. There's health packs off towards the side and the periphery. You can see that. I mean, he's already up to, 13%. That's going to jump up very quickly. You can see he can just poke at a distance and actually have now a third of his ultimate ready to go. He got 9% for picking up that health pack. Another EMP is impending. It's halfway there again, boys.
The biggest difference here being Rogue using their EMPs earlier into a fight before the team can actually start an initiation.
They kind of initiate off the back of that then. Yeah.
Oh,
whereas Cyclowns has been waiting. But here we go into another fight.
Oh, Krytox, that win condition you were talking about, Bishop, that might be just around the corner. Krytox with 2. It's 4 kills in total. 2 players left up for Rogue on this point. NiCO gets desuited. This is bad.
This is big.
KnOxXx is trying to stay alive now. It's going to be the sound barrier for Cyclowns. It's going to keep them hanging around for a little bit longer. They just need it. Cyclowns take the map away from Rogue. The Frenchmen are flagging.
Oh my
They're quiet.
goodness.
They're tired. And they give a map away to the upstart team. The team that was thrown together at the last minute, essentially. I don't know if he's trolling me or his team. I don't know if his team's screaming at him like, just pick Tracer, mate. What are you doing? Okay. So we sometimes see variants of these dive comps on maps like Gibraltar as well. I mean, we sometimes see the inclusion of the Widowmaker here as well. Sometimes we even see like a no Lucio composition for defense as well. They like to work with it Zenyatta and then Ana up on that high ground as well. I mean, do you feel like it's worth giving up the Lucio on defense in order to have that sort of extra damage from range and also extra safety for your supports?
Looking at the overall time bank of the game, Lucio transitions extremely well into second and third point. Okay. So even though you're going to lose a little bit of holding power on first point, I feel like putting in a Lucio there, because it's not that game impacting on first point, is going to be overall better going into second and third phase.
Now, if you are wondering why neither side has worked their way through this checkpoint and why KnOxXx is just having a little dance up on the bridge area, I believe they're asking for a pause.
It's a swap of sides here because the loser picks the map.
Right.
Which was obviously the Rose pick, and then I guess Cyclowns wanted to be on the defensive side, not the attacking side. But to be fair, I was surprised I didn't notice that, like, I don't know, when they were in spawn. So I assume if we have an admin in there, I think Lukey's actually gotten up from his computer and walked into the production office. He's not having any of it, mate. This is a coach at work. He's just gotten up, gone in there, and he's gonna press P himself. He's gonna take it back. Okay. Hello. Nice job, Lukey. Take it matters into his own hands. Not messing about.
Brilliant.
Way to go.
God. I mean, at least we know that we've got, players that can do more than just play the game. It's going to bode well for them in the future if, the whole being, a gamer thing doesn't really work out. But I mean, all right, so interesting to hear about, I guess, sort of the team's sort of decision-making when going for a Lucio or Luciolus kind of approach here. I mean, ideally, if you're an attacking team here, we know how important that second phase of the map is, that shuttle phase as well.
Yeah.
I see a lot of this in Korea as well. When we see the map, there's a lot of value placed on denying the defensive team from actually setting up a good position and actually getting, dug in there as well. I mean, if you're an attacking team, is it like a flow chart, or is there like a list of objectives you really want to fulfill to make sure the defense can't properly get in that shuttle phase and sort of lock them out?
As defense or offense? As
offense, to make sure the defense sort of can't spawn back in and actually set up there. Do you want to just keep chasing and diving so they can't get on the shuttle, or?
So immediately after you cap first point, you're going to hold up front. We're probably going to see both teams try and do this as much as possible. Get that bridge, get that shuttle, and get that high ground. But once you lose that initial momentum, it gets incredibly hard for offense to penetrate the defense's fire line, suppressive fire.
Is that on that far forward first point hold?
Yes, the far forward one. And what most teams will do with their D.Va is go to the top right from offense's perspective. D.Va will be matrixing the whole team, and they'll just scuttle into the, the mega room. It's really cute to see them do it, actually, but it's very effective. Once everyone's positioned in there safely.
Like a mother hen with her ducks.
Right. Except the mother hen's in the back, and the ducks.
Oh, that's true. No, that's right.
Or the mother hen can go forward and.
Or let's just say the mother hen at the ducks, but they're all going backwards.
That works.
Yeah. But yeah, once they get into that mega room, mega health pack room, the flankers have the option of going outside the bottom stairs.
Yep.
Or they can go up the second floor, or they have that entrance that they just came through. So it definitely opens up a lot more.
You've almost got 4 ultimately. Go out the server room door, go back where you came from, go up in the high ground, or just try and sneak outside. And that's where your options are big. So you really value as an attacking team getting to that server room first and taking control of it because of the mega being there and also being quite enclosed. Is that like your first port of call as an attacking team after?
Yes, after your momentum is lost. I think 10 out of 10 teams will do that.
Okay.
Instead of trying to fight the super uphill battle.
Just grind through the car wash thing that we call that underneath there. Or
car wash, I like.
Yeah, car wash. I didn't make it up, to be fair, but I guess it's, it kind of goes through.
Kind of looks like a car wash. I don't know.
It's an underpass, but I mean, we can't call them all underpass. But let's be honest, every choke in Overwatch is basically an underpass. No one really talks about that. Yeah, I'm on to you, Jeff Kaplan. I'm on to you, mate. Something different, maybe some other kind of choke, like a rock orifice or something. We'll get there. You know what? We've got so many more maps to come out, but it's going to be Cyclowns on the defensive side here. Again, got to be sporting that dive composition that shouldn't really shock us in the slightest. And NiCO's actually, did he just switch over to Genji? He may have seen something that made him want to change, I'm not sure.
The soldier pick from Destro that makes him want to switch to the... Oh, no, not particularly. That would make him switch to D.Va more likely, but... Yeah, in this case, Rogue are going to be leading the initiation in. That is disgusting damage, and they find 2 kills off the back of it. NoxXx just happy to just run them down with the Tesla cannon, and already this cart is getting a ton of momentum.
Pox is a mad right clicker, man. You see him coming down like crane style, man. You know he's just let go like a bunch of balls at someone. That was really nice from him as well, but what a nice dive from Rogue. I mean, you can definitely get a sense of the fluidity for them on this map. They kind of know where they need to go, what they need to do. They work their way through the underpass, and in the meantime, Payload's reached that first checkpoint.
Absolutely. That was honestly textbook by Rogue. Can't have it any other way. There's a reason this is sort of like their home ground, Gibraltar being definitely one of the best maps that they are comfortable playing on. We'll see, at least in the shutter stage, Rogue.
Well, it better be good. It better be good, that's all I've got to say. I'm going to slap Dylan upside the head. Because when he walks out and says, I'm tired, I'm saying, well, drink a non-specific energy drink and get the hell back in there. Put your headset back on, you've got a game to play, I believe was the line.
Classic.
So let's get it done. But Rogue have made some good progress here as well. Cyclowns have been knocked out. I mean, it just seems like they really tried and they were just bouncing off of Rogue there in that first push inside. What are Rogue doing here that stops them from doing this? Is that shuttle control?
That and Cyclowns not really spreading out their entrance. Everyone kind of just trickling through the same entry point and getting cut off.
Seems to be a struggle for them so far. NiCO finding Crusade and Pox falling down now as well. It's possible that Cyclone may have used everything they had left in the tank, and that's all there is. There wasn't any more as the old adage goes. It's going to be winz now dropping back down on towards the point. It's uKeEe, of course, but there's not much to be done, and that second checkpoint does come up very quickly. If you're a defending team and you're trying to, you're not trickle in the same entrance, do you want certain heroes to go through certain entrances? Like, does your team need to actually sort of think about that in advance, or just be like, try not to come through the same door. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do you coordinate that very
Yes.
much? Really?
Most teams will definitely do that. Priority being given to the supports.
Okay.
And you'll often find a Winston going out with that support to provide that additional healing or that barrier.
So everyone needs to be partnered up or buddied up in some way as well, because you don't know what you're going into. Trying to give yourself a robust approach. I mean, this is sick from Rogue. Now they're starting to make some progress. I think soon falling there might have been one of the first casualties of the map for the Cyclowns. And NiCO is looking pretty healthy with the Dragon Blade to boot, but yet has not seen any need to use it, Brent.
Absolutely. They're going into this fight pretty late, using the sound barrier to just take this tail end of it once again. uNKOE providing these little support. Those little Discord orbs, just popping them all over the place. And now Rogue are in a very comfortable position. They're in the driving seat fully. They've got the positioning advantage as well. And Cyclowns have no ults to try and engage this with.
This is going to be a struggle, no doubt about it, and they've got no choice but now to come and stand and deliver. NiCO doesn't care about your semi-laser, semi-opaque door. He's going to stick his butter knife through it and find Pox anyway. Krytox is trying to reciprocate. He's found 2 kills. One with a shuriken headshot, the other one with a swift strike straight through AKM when he was on that payload here. But now soon starting to stretch his legs a bit more. Crusade was hiding by the payload, trying to keep it stored, and it was admirable. It was actually gave time now for this Diva to get back on towards the point, so Destro can at least get there. Pox found soon as well, just going straight for the non-scoped in mouse 1. Now the body grenade being thrown at the feet of Destro. It's not quite enough. He needs to take a breather inside the spawn and come back out. Attack visor for AKM. What's he going to get? Lukey wants to get in his way, wants to get in his face, get up in his grill and stop him from doing that damage. And he essentially did, but Davin was still left out in the open once AKM had dealt with his monkey-sized problem.
Rogue is still in a very comfortable position right now, pushing into the tail end. As you can see, 4 minutes on the clock and a secure the ending of Gibraltar. Honestly, beautiful stuff. You can't fault really almost many aspects of their play in that entire pushing.
Like uNKOE's really getting into the Zenyatta character here. He's got his eyes closed. I assume he's just meditating, of course. I believe there's no other reason that he's
taking in the atmosphere.
Definitely not fatigued, right? So he's just, you know, trying to channel his inner Omnic. Bishop, that was really quite clean from Rogue there. I guess what I want to know more, less than what Cyclones didn't do right, but more what it was about Rogue that allowed them to just keep pushing with so much, you know, momentum and confidence. And why couldn't Cyclones get back in this game after losing that first fight? They were always behind, it seemed.
That's a good question. I think it was more Cyclones' playstyle that caused them to consistently lose fights over and over again, losing momentum. They never really had a chance to catch a breath and kind of come back all 6. There was always someone staggered.
Staggered out, right.
Someone always, again, they were, we pointed this out, people coming out from the same exit. At the last point, we saw that happen again. Yep. Maybe if they allocated their resources and spread it out a little bit more, Rogue would have had a slightly harder time, considering that winz is usually going to be by himself on the payload.
See that? Bishop memes as well. Nicely done. You heard it as well. Also credit for turning a bad question into a good answer as well. I mean, it's interesting to see. It's kind of hard to say. It was kind of a lightning fast round, but Cyclones definitely looked in disarray. Definitely didn't look like they had a moment where they could catch it. The problem is, right, if you spend too long trying to get your team ready to go back and defend on the shuttle phase, the payload's already halfway through. Exactly. You actually there's no value when you even take it to high ground with the payload already down below it, because you actually have to address that factor. You can't just sit up on your high tower and wait for the payload to approach. It's already there. Krytox with the Widowmaker here may just be a pick. He might just be teasing, but we kind of know this player. Lelouch, his name was, you know, quite prolific at a lot of these damage-dealing roles. He gets the back away. Guess what, son? You ain't going anywhere.
Goodbye, Sweet Prince. He is sent straight to the back of the respawn queue, and this is just classic Rogue. Look at this, just diving all the way into the spawns. Reminds me of my solo queue games.
I think Krytox needs to use the scope on his rifle to take a long, hard look at himself. A question bringing Widowmaker into this house. Rogue responded to that very quickly, almost as soon as they saw it. Oh, look at Cherry, he just picked it off the tree.
That's unreal. Can he follow it up with anything else soon? In a bit of a danger zone. NoxXx's going to be this leap to try and contest the high ground. Finds another one. This is beautiful. Widowmaker is excellent on this point against the triple DPS. And look at this, just running rings around Rogue right now. Still, they've got ample bodies onto the point. AKM just dodging and juking those bullets, straight whisking past his head. And Rogue's still in a reasonably comfortable position because the spawners are starting to come out.
Yeah, and I mean, in all fairness as well, they were defending quite far forward. This is intentional because it means they're going to get another shot at defending before the hangar door. So this is super standard. Actually, how do you feel about the Widowmaker here? Is that trying to punish that, like, overly aggressive positioning from Rogue? Is that why you would take it on the attacking side here?
It would be to apply pressure towards the flankers and eventually cause them to fall back. I believe that is the idea going into picking an early Widowmaker.
Yep. He's stuck with it too.
I'm a big fan of Widowmaker, actually, to be honest, on all sections at this point. There's a lot of really long sightlines you can fully abuse. Now Rogue are going to look to answer back like this. They're just diving straight into the back lines. Even winz just following his teammate NiCO there, but the kills are trading equally. It's going to be the promo rage used by iuKeEe as well, moving into the back lines, trying to focus down AKM. It's going to be the nano visor now, coming out to play. See if he can pick up any kills. Does put the damage in and claims one for his team, so Rogue going to be in a solid position here.
It feels like there's an issue though as well when you get to this point and you are still running Widow in your composition. If your team is inside the server room or the mega room, if you want good sight lines as Widow, you can't join them.
True.
You need to split from them intentionally and make yourself a sitting duck target for a winz or against you or whatever. You can't just sit behind these big... Problem is as well, in Overwatch, you can't see through your teammates' models, right? It's not like I could see these guys, it's fine, I'll just shoot through them or whatever. So this is about as effective as Widow gets on this map. And you can see Krytox has had to switch over towards the Genji.
I enjoy a bit of Widowmaker on the final point as well of Gibraltar. I think the large sightlines definitely...
Well, if you have control of the high ground, it's just filthy.
Yeah, exactly. Almost unstoppable, but here they are, moving around. It's going to be the soundbar initiating in for Cyclowns, looking for an opportunity. Still attack visor on destro, rotating the support ults nicely from Cyclowns right now. It's going to be the primal rage now used by KnOxXx himself, trying to basically delay this point for as long as they possibly can. Tactical visor by destro, putting tons of damage into the fight. KnOxXx just trying to leap away and get away from it. winz is doing an outstanding job, to be honest, decaying up this point for as long as he possibly can. Good pulse bomb onto KnOxXx, the pulse bomb, or soundbar I should say, saving his life to the tail end here. But right now, Rogue, the respawns are coming. This is potential for a retake.
Yeah, and you can see a bit of stall here goes a long way. They know they've essentially lost the point, so they can, as long as they can get their teammates inside the shuttle properly here, you see that's what the trace is for. A couple extra seconds, get everyone out of spawn and going, and get the job done. Credit to Luki in that last fight. He followed up really nicely on the damage that destro had actually done. He got a lot of attack visor damage up on the high ground, and he couldn't get any more done because they broke line of sight. Luki goes up there, jumps on them, gets a bit of damage and picks up AKM. And now it's time for Cyclowns to see what they can do about maintaining control, because you can see Rogue, they're really waiting for this Bishop. They're sitting well outside until now.
Yes. A full reset. Okay. Going out with 6, making sure everyone's safe as they come out.
The safest way to do it. You don't want to trickle in here. I guess it's worth waiting a couple seconds, Brent.
All right, here they come. It's going to be the Dragon Blade, but the power grenade's already on. Krytox, can he make anything from it? He collects one, doesn't quite get the second one, but he puts uNKOE down to a very low amount of HP. Now's the Nano Visor once again. iuKeEe puts to sleep. That is so clutch right now, and he popped up the Primal Rage, completely negating that one ultimate with a single ability. Unreal gameplay coming out from uNKOE here. Still, Cyclowns trying to fight back. iuKeEe popping off the Primal Rage, or the tail end of it, I should say, as he was put to sleep towards the start of that fight. Finding the kills. Davin working his absolute ass off trying to find it for his team.
It's funny that he backs away as well in that moment when Luki actually finds NiCO. That fight was stalled out quite a long time. You can see that Rogue actually haven't had an opportunity to set up really properly again. This could be quite nasty for them if we see them keep pushing.
Yeah. winz dying quite late.
It's got to be another full reset here, Bishop. Again going with 6.
Yes. You can see KnOxXx being very patient. Looks like he's finally going to go out there and chase the soldier off the bridge. NiCO going with the Dragon Blade, will he be able to connect?
Doesn't look quite like he was getting the intended results, but he did force out the sound barrier from Crusade, so not all is lost still. Kills being traded. Krytox trying his hardest. NiCO is going to eventually bring him down. destro is going to be using his tag visor, but he's getting beaten around to a bloody pulp right there into the back lines by Mr. KnOxXx himself, just running him down with the Primal Rage.
And to a degree, that's as good as a D.Va defense matrix getting in your way as well. You're a big body, you block that line of sight, you make it hard for the 76 to make the most of it. I also want to point out, Bishop has already picked up the basics of being a play-by-play caster by asking those rhetorical questions as well. Is it going to be enough? Will he get a pick? Will it be effective? You're on the fast track, Bishop. It all starts here, my friend. I tell you, if coaching gets too annoying, if Shore4, gives you too much trouble, let me know. You're coming under my wing. We're gonna take the ball by storm, mate.
Okay.
See, he's keen, I told you. Super keen.
Super keen.
Anyway, Rogue now going to hold, and AKM drops into the payload now. It's going to be the attack visor bubble dropped, and AKM can circumvent this for the most part. It pretty much disappears very quickly. AKM with 2. Now under a minute left in this round. He finds 3. That's pretty darn big. Attack visor well invested to take the wind, excuse the pun, out of Cyclone sails to make their way through.
I just got it.
Thank you. That's why I really dragged it out. You want that dramatic effect. People know you just made a god-awful pun. I claim credit for it anyway. So there could be a nanoblade here as well for Pox. This could be pretty nasty. Krytox going forward. He needs to go big. We need to see this guy do big things, but no, he's put to sleep. A chance to come forward. He reflects a violent grenade back at AKM. Oh, Lord, uNKOE just looks his killer in his eyes. Begs for mercy. There will be none. Not this day. Krytox descends. Like an evil version of Batman. He's not having any of it. A little bit of an exchange there between two friends, but again, it is going to be Cyclowns getting some progress here. They make it just in time. 1:33 on the clock, and it's getting tight.
Still doable for them. iuKeEe's holding onto that Primal Rage. I wonder if they're going to be trying to use it to zone them out. Right now, they need to get a decent positioning onto this U-bend around in this final section. Here, uNKOE going to be jumping off. I think he was caught into the forward spawns there. That's why he was jumping off the edge of the map. So, still going to be keeping onto the Ana roll for now. Cyclowns actually have managed to secure the high ground, which is almost essential when you're trying to retake this.
This is scary. I mean, this is annoying for Rogue now that the high ground is so in control of Cyclowns. I mean, how are you as a defensive team trying to prevent them from doing this? Do you just dive them?
You rotate toward the left as defense, go into the building, and just like that, jump in with minimum distance between you and Soldier.
Okay.
So you take as minimum damage as you can and approach him.
So you're breaking line of sight up until you pretty much get there. It's kind of interesting. I don't think Rogue got the memo. They just jumped straight through the air, straight at that point. I believe there were a couple of ultimates committed to that fight as well. Nox had the Primal Rage and the Dragon Blade was there for NiCO. But there you go. Even something for Rogue watching afterwards. It definitely seemed quite risky for them to just gung-ho it straight in midair. But now they have this high ground control. And again, same thing for Cyclowns, really. Davin being sleepy is really bad. They've got 22 seconds. Let's return to that question in just a second now, Brent. This might get pretty nasty for Cyclowns.
They're trying their hardest, really, to just pull out all the stops. A lot of ultimates across the board for Cyclowns, using the sound barrier to try and keep this fight going for as long as humanly possible. Destro with the tactical visor will be putting in work. He's got a nano
5 seconds
slapped on for good measure. Still the time ticking down into the final moments. Cyclowns look like they are going to be able to take the point of the card for now. But is it going to be good enough? The overtime ticking down now, Uber.
Yeah, I mean, the very fact if they can finish this map should be a blessing for them at the moment. It's been a tough one for him, but Rogue, now again, full reset, try and come back in his 6, but maybe from different angles. AKM's the first to show himself, maybe overextended a little bit there, comes out on his own, has to run back away into his, I guess, his little hole and try and stay alive. That's a big slink, though. That's a statement made by uNKOE straight to Krytox. He says, I hope you enjoyed your warm milk and honey, my friend. That's all you're getting from me. Now over on the payload, Davin trying to do a bit of work, but he's been gunned down by a lot of these Rogue players. We're going to see the pulse bomb drop down, and it's all Rogue kills. It's overtime. Davin stayed alive for a lot longer than he should have, but that's going to be it. The headsets are